Hey yogis, it's me, Natalie. Today I'd like to take you through a couple of my favorite stretches. I try to do these at least once a day, try to carve out some time, whether it's at home, on the go, at work. I like to find some time to do some of these basic stretches. And a lot of these are accessible at home. So maybe you find a comfortable space in your home, in your living room, in your bedroom. You can even get the kids to join in with this. So let's begin. We're starting off in an easy seat. It's not necessarily crisscross applesauce. We want the legs to be open, so the heels don't have to be very close to our sits bones. So just ground down into your space, onto those two sits bones. Lengthen the spine. Maybe close the eyes. Let's take a few moments to center, to connect with the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing where there's any tension in the body. Maybe you're doing this in the morning after a long, hopefully restful slumber, or maybe you're winding down your day with this video. So just noticing where you might be holding any tension. Maybe you slept a little funny. Maybe it's been a long day. And just imagine sending the breath to those areas of tension to encourage opening and creating more space. Let your head fall over to the left side, left ear to the left shoulder, and then roll the chin to the chest, bringing the head over to the right and up and back. 3 more times, just slowly making some neck rotations. Moving with your breath. And then reversing the direction of your rolls. 1 more round. Movement with breath. And slowly bring the head back up to center. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears and let them roll down the back. 3 shoulder rolls in one direction, and then opposite direction, rolling the shoulders. Taking any other intuitive movement, shaking them out, and then coming back to stillness. Gently walk the hands out in front of you, coming into a forward fold. Maybe it doesn't take very long for you to feel any sensation here. You want to feel this in the low back and hips. So walking until you feel the sensation without resistance and without pain, and then staying in that spot. And just simply breathing. If you have the space, continue to walk the hands forward and let the head hang heavy. Come back to the breath. The amount of flexibility you have does not make you a better or a worse yogi. So just respect your own limitations and focus on your own breath. We're lengthening the muscles on either side of the spine that help hold us upright. from here, walk the hands over to the left. I'm gonna scoot over a little so you can see me. So from here, I'm walking the hands over to the left and folding forward, getting into this right side body. You want to keep the right hip grounded onto the mat. And the more that you twist over to the left, the deeper the stretch on the right side body. You can place the right hand on top of the left. Let the head hang heavy. Come back to the breath. Breathing space in between the rib cage, the intercostal muscles in between the ribs, the serratus anterior muscle. From here, keep the left hand on the mat and the right comes up to line up with the right ear. Still keeping that right hip firmly planted onto the mat. And if you have the space and flexibility, maybe you bend the elbow coming down onto the forearm. You twist open and bring the gaze overhead. Or if that's too much pressure on the neck, just gaze down at the mat. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And on your next inhale, engage your core, engage the belly muscles, navel to spine, and bring yourself up. Palms come to touch overhead, and then bring the hands to heart center. Take a moment here, take a breath here. Maybe sigh it out, and then slowly when you're ready, begin to walk the hands back into your forward fold in front of you. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe you channel your victorious breath, your Ujjayi breath, bringing your concentration to your practice. And that really is where our yoga comes into play. Movement with breath. Begin walking the hands over to the right. Stopping where you find resistance, keeping that left hip firmly planted onto the mat. And if you can, fold forward. Or keep the elbows straight with just a slight micro bend. If you need a little bit more of a lift, you can always grab a block, a yoga block if you have one, a water bottle, a pillow. We can get creative and use something in our homes to give us a bit more of a lift. Twist over and open a little bit further to the right. Keep the right hand planted into the mat, and the left hand comes overhead and the bicep lines up with the left ear. Maybe you drop down on the forearm if you have the space. And sides are different. Usually just depending on which side is more dominant. So if you notice any restrictions in one side that aren't on the other, just remember that you're human. And a yoga practice will really help balance things out. One more round of breath, and on your next inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Palms come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a round of breath here, grounding down into the hips. Coming into a nice calf and hamstring stretch. We're going to extend the left leg long and then bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Maybe here you elevate the hips with a bolster, a pillow, a blanket, and that's just going to give you a bit more space to fold forward. Keep a slight micro bend in the knee, and when you're ready, inhale, open heart, long spine. Exhale, gently walk the hands down to the foot. If you can, maybe you hold on to the outer edges of the foot, or just come down to the shin, the ankle. Keep a slight bend in the knee so that you're giving yourself a little bit more space to fold forward. Or just bring the hands to either side of the knee and gently hang out there. Should feel this behind the left leg. One more round of breath here. And on your next inhale, walk the hands back up. Extend both legs long in front of you and shake them out. Opposite side, bringing that left sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. Kind of making this seated tree position. Inhale, long spine, open heart. Exhale, navel to spine, giving yourself more space to fold forward and grab the outer edges of the foot. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe you shake the head, nod it yes, shake it no. And then come back to the breath. One more round here. Gently release your bind. Walk the hands back up to center. Extend both legs long and shake them out. Okay, so from here, stretching the inner thigh muscles, we're going to bring both soles of the feet to touch, bending the knees. And yogi's choice here, how close you want to bring the heels to the sits bones, to the glutes. The closer the heels are to the glutes, the more you're going to feel it in the inner thighs, the deeper the stretch. Further away, you'll still feel it. It won't be as strong as a sensation. So again, just finding where it's comfortable for you. And then placing the palm of the hands out in front of you on the mat. Maybe this is enough sensation. Maybe you come down onto the forearms, or maybe you continue to fold forward. 3 rounds of breath here. Use your hips to ground and press the thighs into the mat. And on your next exhale, gently push yourself up. Straighten the elbows. Walk the hands back. Extend both legs forward and shake out the legs. Okay. So from here, however you would like to get into a tabletop or hands and knees position, comfortably come up onto hands and knees. Okay, you want the wrists to be underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the glutes. Maybe you shake the hips out from side to side. Maybe you turn to look back at the toes. Just finding movement in the entire spine. And setting up for your cat and cows. On your inhale, drop the navel and broaden the collarbones. For cow, just gaze a few inches in front of you, or maybe you can lift the gaze. On your exhale, push the mat away from you, navel to spine, and arch the spine. Let the head hang heavy, ears line up with the biceps for cat. Inhaling up for cow. Exhale, push the mat away from you, cat. 3 more times, moving with your own breath at your own pace. Bringing movement to the entire spine. One more round. And on your next exhale, come back to your still tabletop. Okay? Setting up for thread the needle. On an inhale, the left arm rises up towards the sky, fingertips towards the sky. Open heart. Exhale, threading the left hand underneath the right. You're going to bend the right elbow and just come down onto the mat. Bring the left ear down onto the mat. If you need a pillow here, if you just can't make it down there, grab a pillow, get comfortable, hang out a while. Grab a yoga block. And send the breath in between the shoulder blades. We're opening up this left shoulder. This is a good one if you work at a desk. On your next inhale, come back up, hands and knees, and shake out the hips. Opposite side. Inhale, right arm rises, fingertips towards the sky, open heart. Exhale, right hand threads through, ear comes down to the mat. Come back to the breath. Gently push yourself back up, hands and knees. Cross the legs behind you and come back to seated on the mat. Come back to the breath and begin to find stillness. Place one hand over the heart, one over the belly. Noticing the length that you've created in the spine, the space you've created in the hips, in the legs, in between the shoulder blades. Maybe you place the palms on the top of the thighs and close the eyes for a few moments of meditation before beginning your day or ending your day. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for showing up on your mat with me.